What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am one of your hosts, Daniel, joined by one of my co-hosts.
Chris, at your service.
And I would love to introduce another one of our new co-hosts. This is someone I would like to say is probably just as passionate, if not more passionate, about wrestling as a whole than both of us. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our new co-host.
Hello, my name is Berman, and I'm going to be one of the big co-hosts right now.
All right, yep. So we got a lot to dive into. This is the third episode of the Piledriver podcast, but easily the biggest episode of the Piledriver podcast so far. Last week was WrestleMania, but not even just WrestleMania. It was like 5 to 10 shows altogether, and stories outside of those shows broke out, and we're going to be talking about all of that today. So before we begin, what did you guys think about WrestleMania 38 as a whole? Now it's been like a few good days since it happened.
I'm going to start first. I actually loved it. There's a pretty good, to me, I think the first night was like probably the best in my opinion. But
yeah,
I'm a big fan of that Cody Rhodes being back. It was one of my favorites to see. And I do hold the exact same thing as you, Danny, about Charlotte. I do not like her, and she ruins a lot of matches.
Yep.
She's just like Hulk Hogan when he was in an NWO.
Right, yeah, like it's really starting to feel like the same thing over and over again. And you see, like with Sasha, Becky, Bayley, all her counterparts, they've all changed or reinvented themselves at least once by now. But Charlotte has been the queen and nothing else other than the queen. That really shows just a lack of versatility, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. And another thing about the Edge and AJ Styles, I do love that match. To me, I think Edge had the coolest entrance of the whole entire WrestleMania.
That's fair. I think it's for me. It's between him and Cody. Yeah, for me, it's between Cody.
I love the music. To me, I love the music. People go don't like the music because he doesn't have his original music, but I love how good and kind of heavy metal kind of sounds. So perfect for him.
I love the new theme too, and I actually love that it's actually by the same band as the old theme as well.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I'm sorry, I gotta stand by that old theme. It's too good. They should have never changed it to begin with.
All right, but it's like that's like comparing Judas to Break the Walls. You know they're both fire.
I know they're both fired, but dude, one's a classic and the other one's just new, man. It's weird. Vince needs to stop taking his L's.
Like I said, that's like the Judas to Break the Walls.
I don't care. I want the original one.
That's something. I do like the Logan Paul one. Actually, was super surprising to me. I gotta say too.
He did good.
Yeah, surprisingly, he actually did some pretty interesting things that you would not expect him. But I think he could be a good wrestler, and if he wants to be in more in WWE, I would say.
Believe it or not, I actually watched the recent episode of Impulsive with Sasha and Becky he had, and one of the things that really intrigued me is the fact that he said the main person he would go to and watch, to really for his wrestling style was Sasha Banks, and you could kind of see that. Even though the frog splash was from Eddie, that was something Sasha adapted over time, and basically kind of the way he was moving the ring, you could kind of see, after listening to him, you could kind of see where the inspiration came from. And that's I gotta say, it's pretty interesting, to say the least.
Just let you know that Logan's going to be your next NXT superstar, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You know what's sad? I feel like at this rate, since they put the belt on Dolph Ziggler, why not just put the belt on Logan Paul?
Honestly, hey, don't badmouth Dolph Ziggler.
Oh wait, never mind. It's Braun Breaker right now.
Yeah, complain about Braun Breaker, not Dolph Ziggler.
Honestly, though, it's just the thing about Dolph, right? It's just, when was the last time Dolph was like really important? You know, at least that's just my personal opinion. I haven't felt like he's been important since like SmackDown 2016 days.
Well, are we going to talk about NXT right now, or are we going to hold it off a little bit?
I mean, we might as well. We might as well.
If you want to dive into it, then
Bernard, by all means, destroy it. Destroy this awful program.
So NXT Stand and Deliver 2022 pre-warning. If you guys are NXT fans, you're not going to like what we're about to say. This is probably going to be the first and last review we ever do of this god-awful 2.0 product. Yeah, so let's begin talking about this mid-ass fucking show. So, Berman, go off.
I'm gonna start right now myself. One, I actually gotta say, there's only one match. There's actually probably two matches that were redeemable. The other matches not good whatsoever, and they kind of just made it silly in the whole entire sense. The only two matches were good. The Ciampa, and the other match was actually for the NXT Championship, because I gotta say, Dolph Ziggler went hard in that match. I think he was one of the best I have ever seen him being this like powerful. He was more like the main roster person who you could probably rely on him to carry the whole entire show if he wanted to. He had some great things in that match to me.
All right. For me, personally, the only two matches that I really liked on the show was the North American Championship ladder match. I thought that was a nice, strong opener. Grayson Waller, surprisingly, was the star of that match for me. And I usually don't like Grayson Waller whatsoever. And then the other match I actually really enjoyed was the NXT Tag Team Championships, but that's irrelevant reasons why we're not going to dive into on this podcast.
And then
Yeah,
for me
exactly.
personally, it was the tag team champion match that was the only good thing. But unfortunately, with the recent news, that match is pretty much non-canon anymore. It made it completely pointless.
Yeah, that's that. And then freaking Imperium. You know what? I might as well break it out now. So this is the last match. Marcel is going to be known as Marcel. He is officially going forward to be known as Ludwig.
Why?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is he a fucking YouTuber now, dude?
That's Harry Potter, I would say.
He's named after a freaking Koopaling.
No, it's
Jesus
fine.
Christ.
It's gonna be good for NXT, dude. Don't worry about it.
No, he's getting actually called up to the main roster on his own.
No.
They're splitting up
Oh,
Imperium altogether.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's not gonna be good.
Imperium's about to get crushed.
Was Shawn Michaels responsible for that shit? You know what sounds
All right.
cool? Ludwig.
So I just have to say this: in the span of 1 month, we got Gunther, Butch, and Ludwig. Can I just know what kind of drugs these people were taking?
Yeah, seriously, Jesus Christ.
I
All
can't
right.
believe it.
I'm gonna go hard right now too, because this is where I'm gonna go kind of mad now. One, I hated when they changed Gunther to change it Walter to fucking Gunther. That's the stupidest thing ever. And now I'm gonna bring up NXT on Tuesday this week. One, he fought against Ron Breaker for the title. One, that pissed me off completely because
Didn't he lose?
yes, he lost, and that pissed me off
Jesus
very much
Christ!
Rip.
because he made him look like a jobber.
Yeah,
And
no.
Gunther is I'm gonna say Walter now. Walter is one of the best of all time in NXT UK, and that's where he needed to stay to be that powerful.
Yeah, ever since he's come into America, things have not gone great. And unfortunately, that's just I don't know if Walter really can break out in America. Unfortunately, based off how WWE is treating him.
Dude, like,
Yeah,
out of everything, you gave him like the most Nazi ass name as humanly possible. Ganda! He's a
And
new NXT
has he
superstar.
has he gained any heel heat from it? No, it's just a stupid name.
yeah. Now, another thing I'm gonna be saying now, this is gonna be a good thing for me because I like it. NXT UK. I'm gonna say right off the bat, stay the hell away from NXT UK, NXT 2.0. You are not allowed to be in that fucking show. I don't want you guys to be ever control of that show. NXT UK is better than you completely and 100%ly. Stay the hell away from them and bring back Pretty Deadly, who just came to NXT. Don't make them a mockery. And I'm done now.
They're gonna call they're gonna change Pretty Deadly to Pretty and Pretty or some stupid crap
Pretty
like that.
princess, dude.
Pretty Deadly is like one of the best tag teams in NXT UK, and they just got transferred, and I think they messed the hell up, and I don't want anything else bad happen to NXT UK. They're one of the best.
And usually with like shows, usually I like to go in depth about them, whether I like it, dislike it, but I was just watching Stand and Deliver, and I really just got this sense of lifelessness from it. Like, really, like all the life from this brand has been drowned and just absolutely destroyed.
So more like
It's
an
so,
afterthought, huh?
and despite all the Nickelodeon colors, I have never seen such a colorless wrestling show in my entire life.
Yeah.
What happened? Why did Vince kill his baby? Kill Triple H's baby
He did kill Triple H's baby.
and fucking stomped on it.
And that's why
Yeah,
NXT UK is so much better because was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday they had a great match, Dragunov versus Roderick Strong, which is the only person I would accept to go to NXT UK would be Roderick Strong. It was a great match, I would say, right off the bat. And I think they needed to deserve more publicity in that match because that was a great match to see.
I think NXT UK just in general isn't talked about enough.
Yeah.
But hey, that's okay.
As long
So
as NXT
yeah,
UK stays the purest, that's fine. I'm glad they're still doing their thing over there.
yeah, honestly. But as of NXT in America, that calling's pretty much destroyed. I mean, if there's only one good thing, and this is the only good thing I'll say about this reinvention, and that's anybody who's at the top in NXT 2.0 is more likely to make it on the main roster. Because I will say this: think about all the guys that were on top on NXT back then, and then they would go up to the main roster, and they would just basically get their characters destroyed. Everything with this, it's like no characters are really getting destroyed. It's literally just a copy and paste, and there's really not as much risk in that as a whole. I guess you could say that's the only good thing I'll give NXT 2.0. Outside of that, I don't like the brand. I never will like the brand, and I feel sympathy for any soul that watches this show on a weekly basis.
What do you mean? They're in retirement homes. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. Statistically, most of the viewers are actually above 50 for this show. Which, obviously, if you're 50, you're not in a freaking retirement home, but that probably speaks a lot about how many of the audience are like 70s, 80s, etc.
I gotta say, it needs not be on USA. It freaking needs to be on Nickelodeon. Seriously.
Yeah, it's like Saturday morning slam all over again. But yeah, I just don't like what has happened to that show, and that's why I just really don't revisit a lot. But I was going to revisit Stand and Deliver only because I heard about Ciampa. Goodbye, Ciampa. You've had a great career. The moment you had with Triple H was amazing, but that's literally the highlight of this entire show.
Not even, dude. That match was so mid. They didn't even give Ciampa a good
I
send
would
off.
say that.
It was
I wouldn't
so
say that.
average.
I wouldn't
I
say
agree with him.
that. I wouldn't say that. I thought, here's the thing, right? I get why they had Ciampa go out the way they did. They put the younger star over that they want to, because whether we believe in Tony D or not, they believe in Tony D. I think he's green. I don't think he's ready to be in a higher position on the card, but they do. All power to them. So every wrestler did that, right? If you look at Adam Cole, his last match he lost. Johnny Gargano, his last match he lost.
Yeah, but Daniel,
And
those matches were better. See what Beaver Bourbons would be on this. Those matches were actually good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, all right, yeah, I'll shut the fuck up.
I win. Roman trash. Roman old.
All right, no. You're on the island of
I'm just
irrelevancy if
kidding.
you
I'm
think
just
that.
kidding.
No. Cap.
What'd you thought about a bourbon?
What? The NXT?
Yeah, the last match with Ciampa had was
I
Legacy.
personally I hated it. I loved. Remember, I'm one of the biggest fans of Tommaso Ciampa in world, pretty much, and I hated how badly they sent him off. They could have put anyone better than freaking Tony D'Angelo, the Don, whoever. Seriously, they
Honestly,
could have done
Grayson
something
Waller would
better.
have made more sense in this spot.
I would say no.
Who do you think then?
I don't know, maybe Braun Breaker at least. Give him like a title match at least. Really, to me, that's a better match to me.
Yes,
Better
I
symbol.
don't know. I'm so turned off by Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a lot of shit about him on Raw when we talk about Raw because I'm like kind of got pissed off about that. So
All right. So, any more thoughts you guys want to spit about NXT Stand and Deliver?
Oh, it was so good, dude. It was the greatest. It was so much fun. Yeah.
All
It
right.
wasn't a waste of time.
Well said. So, next up, Sunny, former Attitude Era WWE wrestler. She got into a doozy. Let's just say that in the least. So, I kind of have to be a bit more serious about this one, and that's perfectly fine. If you actually look back at Sunny in the 90s, 2000s, absolutely beautiful, right? On some simp shit. No. Basically, though, she's had a huge criminal history. You know, she went from wrestling to porn to domestic violence to basically abusing substances and now murder. So, she was basically speeding on the highway and she was drinking under the influence as well, and somehow had the talent to cause a 3-car wreck in which a man died on March 25th on the highway. And he was 75 years old. Yeah, that's a sad way to definitely go out. But yeah, I can't really say anything besides this is crazy. And Sunny in general has had a crazy 2022. To kick it off in January, she was charged with terror threats and unlawful possession of a weapon and threatened a man with a pair of scissors.
A pair of
Oh
scissors?
my God. Yes, scissors.
Why?
I'm reading that right.
How big were the scissors? How big were the scissors, Daniel? How big were the scissors?
On February 26th, she was arrested and charged with not 1, not 2, 11 offenses. 10 out of 11 involving driving. One of them even being for not wearing a seatbelt, and another for driving without a license or registration papers or an insurance card, anything really. So,
responsible young woman.
when you think about everything put all together, when it comes to breaking the law, she's practically almost done it all. That's insanely. I don't know. Part of me wants to praise it because I don't even know how it's humanly possible. But it's just like, you're a horrible human being. Holy shit. Like, you actually deserve to go to hell. I'm actually being blunt here. Like, go to hell. That's it. Go to hell. That's all I can say about it.
That is fucking insane. I still can't believe she actually killed a guy. Why was she still allowed to drive? How?
She wasn't allowed to drive.
Dude,
she probably was driving it without a freaking license plate, I bet.
They didn't put her on house arrest or anything? Like, dude,
I don't know how she wasn't already put behind the bars prior to this. Like, it's actually insane. And she wasn't even that big of a wrestler either. Like, she wasn't. Like, wow. Like I said, it actually almost, I don't know. I feel like it almost takes talent to fuck up this much.
No. I mean, she is a former superstar. Ayo.
Yeah. Berman, any thoughts you want to do on that onto this?
I really don't want to. I'm going to say that Jesus Christ, man. I think she had a big turn and she'd probably say kick the dumpster.
Oh, and you want to know what the most hilarious part of all this is?
Sure.
You remember she's a WWE Hall of Famer.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Forever with Undertaker.
Well, remember, Hall of Famer, there's another Hall of Famer who did another one that's not that worse, but a fair one. That would be Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's also in the Hall of Fame. Oh, man. But they won't induct Owen Hart. I don't get it. I don't
Because they
get it.
killed him, man.
They don't want to take responsibility for their actions. Oh my god, yeah. Sonny, you don't know who Sonny's never gonna hear this podcast, but let's pretend she does for a split second.
I hate
Sonny
you.
deserves to go to hell. And honestly, Sonny deserves nothing but absolutely horrible things happening to her, and for anything that happens to her in her future, I will feel zero sympathy. All right, moving on to
Whoa.
Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor 2022. Wow, what a good debut for Tony Khan, man. What do you guys think?
I loved it.
I had no complaints. I never been exposed to Ring of Honor, like sat down and watched it, but I really enjoyed for what I saw.
All right, fair enough. So now this is the first match of the show. I tried to get my friend into wrestling, right? And then the first guy that comes out from the back has to be the stupidest looking buffoon I have ever seen in my entire life. Alex Zane. Who hired this guy? Who hired this guy? He's trash.
I actually really liked him. To me,
Yeah, I did
he's a funny
too.
guy. To me, he's funny. It's like a freaking it's like a redneck pirate.
He's awesome. How dare you, Dad? You don't have a sense of humor.
The dude belongs in a gay strip club.
Okay, and it's Ring of Honor.
So you're saying Ring of Honor is for people who belong in gay strip clubs?
Yes.
I have nothing to say about that.
Well, what did you think of the match?
I didn't like it. And I usually like swerve matches. Very kind of disappointed that this was the opener of the show.
How dare you?
4 out of 10.
Yeah, how dare you? Swerve is one of the best. I feel like. I think that deserves a little bit more praise. I think they had a great match. The freaking Poison Rana on the apron was just gigantic to me.
They were like the last few minutes was where they like hit into like this, third or fourth gear. But prior to it, I don't know. It just really wasn't connecting for me.
What do you mean? It was so good. It was a great win for Swerve too.
Swerve. I usually love Swerve matches. He usually puts on like 7, 8s, even 9s bangers. But I just wasn't feeling this. So I'm going to give it a 4.
I'm going to give it a 7 myself.
I'm going to give it a 5.
All right. So next up, we got Ninja Mac versus an opponent from Tully Blanchard. And Tully Blanchard brought out the returning Brian Cage. And even though this was a squash match, both men got to shine in this match. I thought it was good. Brian Cage looked like a monster, as he should. Hopefully he'll have a good run in Ring of Honor. For me, it's a 7.
And then for me, I'm going to give it an 8. I'm sorry, Dan. You just don't understand the complexities of Ninja Mac. He's just a better Fuego, and you're just going to have to deal with it.
Of a guy that got at max 5 seconds of offense.
Whoa, 5 seconds? What do you
Brian
mean?
Cage.
Did you not see the match? Dude, Ninja Mac was destroyed Brian Cage. How dare you? Don't you dare spit on his name. He is my ninja.
Well, that's why freaking Brian Cage's nickname is the Lucha Destroyer. So I think technically they really destroyed Mac. I think.
Yeah, but Mac's not a lucha. He's a ninja. Big difference.
But a luchador at the same time.
No.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5 to me.
All right, middle of the ground. That's respectable.
I'll give it an 8 because I'd never heard of this guy until that day, and it was a lot of fun. So
now this next match, Jay Lethal versus Lee Moriarty. So I thought it was decent, and I really appreciate the story that was told here of how Jay Lethal was constantly on this losing streak in AEW for months, and many of the audience, including myself and Chris here, was starting to get frustrated with Jay Lethal not really feeling important in AEW. But there was always a plan behind that, and that was executed at Ring of Honor. He was willing to lose at AEW, but he wasn't willing to lose at his home. And when he was about to lose at his home, that's when desperation hit him, and he did something he didn't want to do. I appreciate the story that was told. And it was decent. I felt like it could have been better, though. What do you guys think?
I would say I do like the match. I think, and I love Lethal myself, and I think it sucks that technically he won by that kind of method, but I think it was a great match, and I think they did put it off a really good.
Yeah. And I will say, heel Jay Lethal is definitely going to be very entertaining, in my personal opinion.
I'm just like, it's
And,
amazing. Oh, not amazing, but it needed to be done. It was more of a storytelling thing. If anything, this match really offered.
yeah, like the match had to happen. I do hope they kind of have somewhat of a different match the next time they interact, though. With that being said, I'm going to give this a 6. It was decent. I didn't dislike it, but it could have been better.
You, Berman? Out of 10?
I'm gonna say 7.
I'll do the same, honestly. Except for the ending that really sold the match for me, which is super surprising.
All right, next up, I'm probably going to be in the unpopular opinion. I am mentally prepared for this.
I'm ready to
Yes, I'm
destroy
ready.
you.
Interim Women's Championship, Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Martinez. And this is my first time I've ever seen Willow, and by God, I did not like it at all.
How dare you?
Yeah, same.
How dare you insult Willow's name? She was so awesome. Mercedes didn't do anything for this whole match.
That's where you're
She
wrong.
didn't do anything. She's almost
Oh,
as bad as Tony
God.
Storm. Just as bad.
The takes.
All right, now you're going a little bit overboard.
Just as
You're going a
bad.
little bit overboard. Dude.
The takes this guy gives.
Yeah, you're giving a little bit overboard saying that about Tony Storm. If you don't watch a lot of Tony Storm matches,
Yeah,
you don't
Tony
know that
Storm
much.
is really
I
one of the
don't,
best.
but that's in the past, dude. I'm seeing what I'm presenting now in the present, and what I saw was mid.
We'll wait until you see a really good Tony Storm match. You're probably gonna change your opinion.
I hope I
Yeah,
do.
he is.
I probably
Watch.
will.
In a few months, he's going to switch up. He's going to switch up.
Yeah, I hope so.
But what did you dislike it? How could you? Well, first of all, what's your rating on it?
A 2.
Okay, explain.
All right. Everything in this match was failed choreography. And honestly, I love wrestling, but just take everything about wrestling that I don't like, and that's honestly what this match is.
Sheesh.
I just thought this match sucked. And I like Mercedes Martinez, but this was easily her worst match I've seen from her. And
Dude, you're messed up.
Willow, I heard she's on Rampage. I'll gladly skip that match tonight.
No. You're not gonna do her dirty. You're watching her match.
Yeah, we're reviewing it.
Yeah.
2 out of 10. What do you guys give it?
Like a 5, average, not a 2.
6.
All right. Now, this next match, I think we're definitely going to agree on more. This was for the ROH Tag Team Championships, the Briscoes versus FTR. Yeah, this was absolutely fantastic. And definitely the match of the night for Ring of Honor. Most people are calling it match of the weekend, even match of the year. I don't know about all of that, but I loved it. And if I had to give it a rating, it's a 9.5. All 4 men involved here absolutely killed it.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I haven't watched a lot of Briscoes, but I freaking love the freaking redneck kung fu. That made me laugh a lot to me.
I thought I was the only one, dude. It was just like I was kind of rooting for them to win, but as FTR kept going and going, I'm like, you know what? Just give it to FTR. They deserve it.
Yes, FTR, I never thought I would see the day where they turned face, but that's pretty much what happened after this match. After they won, they gave their respects to the Briscoes, but did that matter? No, because the Young Bucks came in and attacked the Briscoes, and FTR came to the save, and they challenged the Young Bucks for a match Wednesday on Dynamite for the ROH and AAA Tag Team Championships. Young Bucks basically welcoming themselves back in the Ring of Honor. Yeah, I did not want to see these two jabronis in Ring of Honor. They did not need to ruin that. Trash ass, elite ass. Get your elite growth ass out of ROH.
But Adam Cole needs it. Bye.
Adam Cole looked like Weasel. Anyways, yeah. So Young Bucks. You know what? Matt also looks like Weasel. Anyways, yeah. This match was amazing though. Probably going to be in my match of the year list once it's all said and done. Not much more I can say though. FTR are literally the best tag team in the world, along with the Usos. It's really neck and neck between those two right now, for me personally. So yeah, nothing else I can really say.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think the match was actually great. All the back and forth, the copycats they used, it was great to me.
Yeah. So what do you guys give this match?
A 9. Like I said, it's going to be a classic. It might be overrated, but I don't really see it as overrated. I see it more as a.
I don't think that's the overrated FTR match of the week. Actually,
Oh,
we'll get to that later on in
okay.
this podcast.
That's even. I was like, it wasn't that overrated. I thought it was pretty fair from all the praise I was getting on Twitter. But then again, Twitter's Twitter, so I don't.
No, I was not talking about FTR Briscoes. FTR Briscoes deserved the praise. It was fantastic. There's another match FTR had later this week that I think was overrated, but we'll get to that later. So, yeah, you give it a 9. What about you, Berman?
9.5 myself.
All right, sweet. So, like I said, definitely the match we'll probably agree on the most on this show. Now, ROH Television Championship. GTS wrestler Rhett Titus versus Miro Suzuki. When I saw this match, I knew it was going to be absolutely weird. Rhett Titus was bound to get murdered. That's what happened. Frickin' Suzuki is the TV champion in the Tony Khan era. That's insanity. And he beat him in minutes. I thought they did a pretty good job here, though, despite it being kind of a short match. They did all that they could with that time. What do you guys think about it?
I'm gonna say I liked the match too. Sorry, but the match was actually okay. It was pretty quick. I would say right off the bat. Don't get me wrong. It's very low of like Super Mizuki, Memorial Suzuki matches. Like not the best, but it was a fair showing for him in the ROH debut. I would say.
Yeah, and once ROH gets a TV deal, it'll be really fun to see Suzuki go off in on a weekly basis with that title. I just think it's going to be so fun.
Just him biting wrestlers left and right. This is my belt. You ain't taking it.
And maybe this is a bit high for the match. I'm going to give it a 7. I thought it was good.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. A 7's pretty all right. It's above
Yeah,
average.
I'm gonna say about 10.
So, yeah. Any other thoughts you guys have to contribute to this match?
I mean, other than the fact that I'm surprised Suzuki actually won the belt. I don't even know how they're even going to do that. If he's going to have like a manager translate for him.
I thought that too, but then again, I did not see Rhett Titus beating Suzuki either. So, I don't know. Yeah, so next up. Now, this match we're probably going to be indifferent on. ROH Pure Championship. Josh Woods versus Wheeler Yuta. So, the Pure, this is the first time I've ever watched a Pure Championship match. The rules are interesting. I still didn't entirely understand them on my first watch, if I'm being honest. But it'll probably grow on me over time. Wheeler Yuta, he usually has better matches, but this was a pretty decent bout. I can't complain about it too much. But yeah, I'm glad he won the belt. And considering the fact that he's been doing his thing, with the Best Friends and Blackpool Combat Club, he's been kind of like trying to develop himself as a wrestler. So I feel like this win was worthy, and I'm glad that he won a belt here. So I'm gonna give this a 6.5 out of 10.
I gotta say, this is I actually really like this match, and it's weird enough to me now. I pay attention to it. In Impact, and I don't know if we ever talk about that, but in Impact for Jonathan Gresham's title, they used the pure rules, the pure championship rules instead of a regular match, which now makes weird sense why they did that. But it made it more interesting in my opinion. But I did love the match. I think I love technical type of matches. I think that's why I love like Zack Sabre Jr. and other type of technical type of people. I'd probably give it around a 7, maybe.
All right, that's fair. And what do you think, Chris?
I'm gonna probably be the black sheep, like always, but I didn't really think this was the greatest match, and it didn't really demonstrate Yuta being that great. And I thought it was just kind of like a 5, if I'm being honest, average. I don't.
I think what
Utah's needed it, but like I don't felt like he won it.
were
Like
you just not? I got a good question for you.
yeah,
Were you just not used to Wheeler Yuta kind of having a more slowed down and technical style of a match? Do you think that was the issue?
it's a little bit of an issue because I don't really see him as that type of wrestler. I mean, it works, yeah, but
But I like
it
that
doesn't
he's
fit him.
trying to not be one dimensional and do these different things. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, I just didn't really feel the match. I don't
But
hate it, but I
yeah, if
thought
it
it could have
wasn't
been
your thing, it
better.
wasn't your thing. All power to you. And at the end of the day, an opinion is an opinion. So with that said, what's your rating?
A 5.
Okay, all right. So middle of the road. Um, Main event time for the undisputed Ring of Honor Championship. Original champion Bandito versus interim champion Jonathan Gresham, who is also the Progress champion on top of that. So I thought this match was amazing. I loved that this match had crazy spots, but at the same time took its time and wanted to tell a story. And this match, even though made Jonathan Gresham look amazing, Jonathan Gresham is great. I think they made the right decision there, having him go into this new Ring of Honor era as the champion. He carries himself very professionally, very well from what I see, and he is very consistent as a worker in general. Um, and with that said, though, Bandito really, the thing is, Bandito's like one of those wrestlers that I don't really go out of my way to watch a lot, but every time I watch a Bandito match, it always amazes me or catches me off my guard. Bandito is something special, and you cannot ignore that. These two went out there, put on an amazing match. Bandito wanted to win, but he wanted to win the right way. And so when Chavo was constantly cheating for him, doing all these things for him, I loved the fact that Bandito snitched on his own manager. That is how much he lived by the code of honor. So yeah, I really gotta say, this just made me happy as a whole. And I feel like I do criticize modern wrestling sometimes because I feel like modern wrestling doesn't really do as good of a job in the storytelling development as the older guys did, I guess you could say. But there are matches like these, that give me a good slap across the face that proves the modern style can be meshed very well with old school storytelling. Uh, but yeah, Gresham won. But at the end of the day, both of these guys came out of this massive stars. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna give this a 9. What happened after was even crazier. But I'm gonna let these two give their thoughts on the match before we talk about what happened at the end of the show.
You go for it, Bourbon. I'll go after you.
So. I really love this match. I think it was a great. I do love Jonathan Gresham. I watch him a lot when I watch Impact recently, and I think he has been super impressive. And I always love how his technical style works so well for him. This match was really good. I love the snitching of Bandito. It made me laugh as soon as I saw it, but I think it made the match so much better for this type of honor, the honor, and I think they did great. So I would give this match really a 9.5 for myself.
Damn. I honestly didn't expect. Well, I'm not too familiar with any of these guys, especially Bandito. I thought he was just gonna become a heel off the bat, but just him snitch on his manager was one of the most wildest things I ever saw in a match. I was like, dude,
Yeah, I couldn't believe
what
that.
are you
I
doing?
couldn't believe that.
That's your
It was
boy.
really funny.
That was so funny though. I also forgot to mention this.
Hmm.
You notice what's going on with Chavo, by the way? How he cheated for Andrade and Andrade didn't like it, so he dropped him. And now he's cheating for Bandito. Bandito didn't like it. He dropped him. It's like Chavo can't win right now.
So Chavo's gonna become the heel.
Chavo already is one, but we'll see. I'm very interested to see who he ends up in the long run
He should be with Vicky.
on AEW.
Yeah, Vicky Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero makes
At
more
one
sense.
point, they were both on AEW television, and I thought they were going to actually like do a little Guerrero family staple, but that never really happened.
No, now
Yeah,
you get
perfect timing.
Sammy. You get Sammy and Tammy. That's all you're gonna get.
So, yeah, rating for this match, Chris?
Oh, sorry, got distracted. Uh
You're all good.
honestly, I'm gonna give it a 10. I thought it was perfect. It was definitely one
All
of the
right.
match of the year for me, just because of that randomness. But as we're talking about this in the podcast, seeing the whole honor thing, I didn't even think that was even possible in wrestling, that kind of storytelling. So yeah, it was really good, and I want to see more of him.
Matches like that really, make Ring of Honor stand out. Seeing wrestlers living by a code of honor. You know, and Bandito took that so seriously in this match, and I want more of that in the future, please. I really do.
Yeah, I love more honor in wrestling. Honor is one of the interesting things to see, and I love seeing like handshakes coming out, coming. Like I love now that what they do is they do a handshake before matches, and that's great. Sometimes they don't do it, sometimes they actually do it, and it makes the match kind of better.
Yeah, like it gives based off the first 5 seconds of every match, you'll get to instantly know what vibe you're gonna get, and that's really interesting because I haven't really seen that from elsewhere. So after the match, they ended the show in the hugest way they possibly could. So Jay Lethal came out, and basically he cut a deceiving promo. He wanted a title shot. Gresham was willing to give him a title shot, but admitted that he didn't like his current actions. And Jay Lethal is basically trying to ignore these current actions, insults Jonathan Gresham for not granting his wishes. And then this almost starts a brawl. Sanjay Dutt, who was from the X Division back in Impact, I remembered that for sure. He now looks like he's in the manager position in Ring of Honor. So that was interesting. But not just that, he freaking turned heel on the champion Jonathan Gresham, and then Lethal and Sanjay Dutt were attacking Gresham. And then Lee Moriarty tried to make the save. That didn't happen. Oh gosh, what's going to happen? Samoa freaking Joe returns in Ring of Honor. The tribal chief of Ring of Honor, I
The
would like to
real
call him.
tribal chief, the real
He
one.
was he was the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion of all time. He is home. You can say TNA's his home, WWE's his home, NXT's his home. I say all of that is wrong. He was the Brock Lesnar, the king in Ring of Honor. This is his domain, and no one's going to come close to him.
I love Samoa Joe because of how he's very upfront in your face. He's the fisticuffs guy, and I always love his muscle buster is one of my favorites finishers of all time, really. But I know you have a personal thing because of what happened in WWE. He injured someone, Tyson Kidd, and I know that
Yes,
kind of
he
sucks.
retired Tyson Kidd, unfortunately. And
And
that's why he couldn't hit the muscle buster for a while.
I know that sucks, but I still now I'm hoping that he does a lot more of the muscle buster in a lot of his matches.
As long as he kind of performs it the way he did on Dynamite, which we'll get to later, I'll trust him because he did a pretty nice muscle buster on Wednesday. It looked pretty safe, but also pretty nice as well. So yeah, if he keeps knowing how to perform this move safely, then by all means. So yeah, I am so happy man, I felt like, the Briscoes, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson. I was like, the only one really missing is Samoa Joe. They got the complete Ring of Honor package now. So, yeah, this is insane. And not just that, Samoa Joe's in AEW. And to think that he's being added to what is already an insane roster is just crazy to think about.
I was gonna say,
So-
we hope one thing is I hope he doesn't get injured a second time. That was like
Yeah,
fourth time maybe, or how many so he has?
was quite injury prone in WWE. Yeah.
Was that on him, or was that because of the other performers? Or
I really don't know. I
know he had a shoulder injury. I think that was himself. So
no? I'm sure he'll be fine with AEW.
The other thing, though, that I noticed was he was never getting injured that much in Impact ever.
True.
So I don't know what to say about that. I feel like if he doesn't get injured within these next 2 years, then that's all the proof we need that it was on WWE.
It was Vince all along.
But yeah, what a great ending to Ring of Honor. Samoa Joe in Ring of Honor. I just have to say this, though. What I'm really waiting for Samoa Joe to do is murder MJF.
his name.
MJF thought he was going to die when he fought CM Punk. Oh, no.
He did it, though.
You were a bitch boy
He did it,
security
though.
guard.
He
You
did
were a
it, though.
bitch boy
Don't bring that
security
up.
guard.
Don't you bring that up.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that. That's a dark
He was
past.
bitch boy security guard getting shoved into walls. He was getting bullied. He was getting bullied. Samoa Joe is your bully, son.
No, it's Warlord.
No.
Soon enough, it would be both of them.
No, because he has Sean Spears.
And he's gonna get muscle blistered.
No.
Yeah, Sean Spears is the perfect bodyguard at this rate.
I mean, he does have FTR for now.
What? No, he's gonna lose that. MJF is so screwed. Holy crap. I'm now just thinking about it.
Nah, dude, he has Ninja Mark. He'll be right. He'll be right.
Ninja Mac, you retard.
Well, they're gonna change the mark now because I said so.
Oof. All right. Overall, Ring of Honor was a good show. People are trying to say this show was better than WrestleMania. No, it was not. I'm sorry. No, it was not.
Who the fuck said that?
Almost everybody.
Are they retarded? Are they really comparing that to Steve Austin literally coming back after so long and doing an excellent match and Vince McMahon not selling a stunner?
Jackass match and the Edge AJ match, the freaking return of Cody Rhodes.
Those people are capping.
Yeah. Yeah, and then honestly, that Willow match alone is all the proof you need for why WrestleMania is better.
How fucking dare you? Stop. It wasn't that bad. It was okay.
It's going down as top 10 worst matches this year for me. That was bad.
It wasn't to me.
Well, I will say the show overall was not bad, though.
That's good.
I am going to say this show is a good show. Would I go out of my way to watch it again? I'm going to be honest. Outside of 2 matches, no. But it was good. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
And I will give it an 8 out of 10. Because freak you, Willow wasn't that bad.
I would go for an 8.5 out of 10.
All right, you really like the show. That's dope. Hella dope. So, next up in our notes, we're not going to talk about all of Raw because I'm sorry, I don't watch all 3 hours of Raw every week.
Why not?
I did.
How was it, Berman?
Please.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk some shit right now.
Go for it, man.
One, there's 2 saving graces of the whole entire show to me. One was Cody Rhodes. His promo was one of the best promos so far to see. Great promo.
That was the highlight of the show.
Pretty much.
It was.
And number 2 was our tribal chief, Roman Reigns, the champion, went and acknowledged, and now want everyone to acknowledge him.
Because everyone in the world, well, not everyone in the world, some ignorant people in the world, like Chris, doubted him.
He's
and his
so mad. Oh my god, he cheats all the time.
He beat Bryan Danielson clean. He beat Rey Mysterio clean. He beat John Cena clean.
No, he did it.
You can stop lying. He beat Cesaro clean as well. He beat
Jey Uso.
Well, actually, he did cheat to beat Jey Uso. I'll give him that one.
once.
But yeah, Roman Reigns has not even been pinned since 2019.
Oh, it's gonna change as soon as fucking Cody gets his hands
Almost
on him.
3 years.
It's gonna change. It's gonna change.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, here's the other thing. I need to pick up right now. One is I got really pissed off of Dolph Ziggler losing that freaking title. He was probably a better NXT champion than freaking Braun Breaker at any points. So to me, that kind of turned the whole entire WrestleMania after WrestleMania, the worst Raw after WrestleMania ever.
Fair enough. And here's the thing: I feel like Raw after WrestleMania used to have so much prestige, but actually, name me the last good Raw after WrestleMania. I didn't think last year's was good. I didn't think the year prior was good either. I didn't think 2019's was good. Maybe 2018's. Maybe. But that's as far as I'm willing to go. So, yeah, the highlights I had written down for Raw after Mania were really only like the big important things. So, yeah, the Cody Rhodes promo. I went out of my way to see it. So did Chris. Great promo by Cody. And I'm really intrigued to see how they handle Cody, not just in these next few months, but in these next few years. If he doesn't win the title within the next 6 months, I feel like people are going to act like he's buried. But think about it like this, right? Drew McIntyre didn't win the title until 2 years after he returned. Bryan Danielson, he didn't win the belt immediately when he returned. So I wouldn't expect Cody to... I'd say the earliest Cody gets a title match is SummerSlam. That's the earliest.
I feel like it's true. Another thing that kind of pissed me off too, I'm going to say that too, and I hope you guys probably pay attention to that too. They could have made the Raw matches better if Cody Rhodes fought, but the stupidest thing they could ever done was put him in a dark match after Raw happened. He had a dark match against Kevin Owens.
The one good match.
Yeah,
they
that pissed me off. They could have made they could have made Raw better, but they made it worse without having a Cody Rhodes match.
Yeah, I agree.
Why was it even on a dark episode? It was such a waste of potential. Maybe because of the AEW thing, but still.
Yeah. Oh, and then I also wanted to talk about this. So, what do you guys think about Edge and Damian Priest destroying AJ Styles and basically having an alliance right now? I'm excited for the potential of where Edge and Damian Priest go. I think this has a lot of potential. And do you guys agree with me on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool dark heel faction.
And so we noticed the one thing about the Edge and Damian Priest staple is that they certainly like their purple. And I don't know if anyone caught this attention to detail, but you notice how Rhea Ripley has clearly started to get a little frustrated recently.
Yeah.
There was a purple light behind her. I just wanted to point that out. I think very likely Rhea Ripley join this Edge group. And if she does, I think that would definitely be very good for her career. So Veer has debuted as well. It was honestly hilarious. If I have to keep the stack, Veer has finally come. But yeah,
it was another Lars Sullivan.
Yeah, it's those kind of vibes, but it's nothing really special. I gotta say this. This was special in a retarded way. as offensive as the word may.
It's fine. We use it all the time. We're gamers.
Elias's younger brother, Ezekiel. What in the blue hell is this? I'm just so shocked.
Turning into NXT 2.0 on Raw.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is bad. Ezekiel. And we're having Kevin Owens go from Steve Austin to Ezekiel. Yeah, doesn't get much better than that.
Fish out of the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, last thing I want to talk about here. MVP betrayed Lashley to join Omos. Omos needed a mouthpiece. Lashley is face now, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, Berm?
Yes, to me it sucks. I actually love the combination of MVP and Lashley. I think they had the perfect combination. I think Omos and MVP is going to completely fail, in my opinion.
Do you feel like Omos is still a little too green? Like, I get that same vibe for him. Besides the AJ thing he had, I don't really see much of this guy. Except that he's just tall,
Yeah,
he
big.
is.
He's like
He
a
is
Braun Strowman.
absolutely green. And Braun Strowman actually, at least, say what you want about the guy, he knew how to wrestle.
Yeah, almost has no particularly good wrestling whatsoever. He had no. He's
There's
just
no
power.
redeemable qualities. Yeah.
Nothing whatsoever. He's like a worse version of a freaking Braun Strowman.
And all right, this might be really offensive. I get great Khali vibes from this dude.
It's not. It's fairly close. You're pretty close.
You're right on the nail.
Like, his wrestling's pretty bad. So
Just wait until freaking Omos uses a chop. That's going to turn him into a freaking great Khali.
yep. And I gotta say, now we get to talk about it. The last thing to talk about on Raw, the most irrelevant title change probably ever. When they had an NXT pay-per-view 2 days prior, they changed the NXT championship from Dolph Ziggler to Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is now a 2-time NXT champion.
Which he does not deserve.
Surprised he even has it in the first place. Who's in charge of that writing team? It can't just be Vince, right? There's no way it can't just be Vince.
It's Vince. It's Bruce Pritchard.
Oh my god.
It's Kevin Dunn. Quite a few other Vince McMahon yes men, you could say. So yeah, pretty much is Vince.
Okay.
I honestly, I'd say Bruce comes up with a lot of garbage ideas though, and Vince approves of that. So you could probably put as much blame on Bruce if you want. But yeah, Raw. Honestly, this is just embarrassing. Raw after Mania 38. Come on, that is not how you do a Raw after Mania. Yeah, that's all I really gotta say about it.
Yeah, 1 out of 10.
0.
I'm not gonna rate because I didn't even watch all 3 hours. Now, for our final topic on this podcast, AEW Dynamite, the April 6th review. So, wow. I gotta say it. I did not like AEW as much this week as I do usually. What about you guys?
I really liked it, in my opinion. There's some good matches, and I know we're going to discuss pretty soon. There's only like maybe two or three matches that I had. It was just confusing and really kind of weird to me. But most of the other matches I loved. Mainly it was a Samoa Joe, but we're going to talk about that later. But I'm going to say this off the bat. I really loved the Samoa Joe match.
As do I.
Yes.
But it felt
Samoa
mostly
Joe.
like filler. I thought it was just mostly filler for next week.
The show as a whole? Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that. I can see that. Now, the show began with 2 veterans in the game. Adam Cole taking on Christian Cage. I will admit the match did start off a bit slow, but it really picked up after that first commercial break. It really picked up. And Adam Cole got the victory. He cheated to beat Christian Cage, though. That's literally all I have to say. You cheated to beat Christian Cage, a guy who literally hasn't won since Full Gear. That's all I got. That's all I got to leave it at.
It was interesting. I did like the match. The funny thing that I was watching that said that Adam Cole used the exact same counter to the kill switch as Randy Orton.
Huh.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was interesting. I didn't even think about that. Damn. Yeah, it's dope. Yeah, honestly though, just Adam Cole cheating to beat Jay Lethal, who lost over and over and over again before his heel turn. Now cheating to beat Christian Cage. You are a loser. Why are you competing for the AEW championship?
Because he's popular.
I'm
with
sincerely
the
asking.
fans.
Well, I mean, I get it. Most wrestling fans just don't really care for storytelling. Adam Cole isn't really all about that, so it's fine. Adam versus Adam 2 next week was announced. Texas Deathmatch on Rampage. But the more important thing about this match is this determines the guy who is going to lose at Double or Nothing to CM Punk for the title.
Oh, man. I'm still sad about
Yes,
that.
I am. Yes, I am
Still
that
sad.
ready for them to put the belt on Punk. I am sorry. I don't care about this match. All I care about is the final destination. And that's them putting the belt on CM Punk because that's where it belongs.
Oh,
True. I'm a big CM Punk fanboy, and I really like him. Don't get me wrong, I love Adam. I think Adam Page has been a great champion from like every other champion, really, in my opinion. Well, except John Moxley. But
that is true. But it is, yeah. AEW's on a mission right now. Punk is just Punk and Page. It's no contest. Punk gets way more merch sales. Punk is a way bigger name.
Mm-hmm.
If you are trying to compete with WWE, you got to use someone with at least some sort of popularity. And I love Adam Page, but he's not even in the top 10 for merch sellers in the entire company. And he's the champion. So, and I don't want them to put the belt on Adam Cole either because I don't think he's ready for that yet. He just got there.
And he got fat.
And what?
He got pretty fat.
Lost all his muscles. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna fat shame Adam Cole like everybody on this app does. I will say this though. Adam Cole, I just right now I don't feel like it's his time. I just don't. I feel like his next big thing is the Kenny Omega feud. Whenever Kenny returns, that's what we should focus on. That doesn't need the belt. Don't put the belt on that. Punk needs to win at Double or Nothing. And then we need to get the Punk versus Joe. That's how I see it. And everybody can bitch and complain about, oh, AEW isn't a bunch of WWE guys. WCW's main star was Hulk Hogan. Shut the fuck up.
Damn, Daniel, you're insulting a specific fan out there in our viewers. He's like, how dare him attack Hulk Hogan? He
which
did
we don't have
nothing
a lot
wrong.
of.
Yeah, that one guy. He's just gonna be like, I'm offended.
But
Hulk Hogan.
seriously, like if they hired freaking John Cena, you're telling me that they shouldn't put the belt on him because he's a WWE guy? No, that's stupid. That logic sucks, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah, logic does suck.
He's not a Logic fan. Ooh.
Nice one.
Got him. Well, what's your rating on it so we can move on?
7 out of 10.
And you,
Good
Brendan?
match.
I'm gonna say 7 too.
And yeah, I'm sorry, guys. The belt needs to go to Punk. That's all I have to say.
I can agree
We
with
gotta
that.
we gotta just get that belt on Punk. That's what the next destination is. Let's just get this done next week and move on to Punk, because that's what matters. So, next, Owen Hart Cup. Samoa Joe making his AEW debut. And of all people, Max Caster. But we know why they chose Max Caster, so he could do a little rap and get his teeth kicked in. And that's exactly what happened. Max Caster's rap basically referred to himself as the main event and called Samoa Joe X Division, injury prone, and was the champion of a losing brand last year before getting released.
Rip.
So, nice little bars right there, I guess you could say. But it
All
didn't
great
matter.
points.
But the rap didn't matter because he literally got destroyed in minutes. He drowned. He got hit with that Muscle Buster.
And he hit
And
the Bobby
Samoa Joe.
Shimmer dance.
Yes, the Shmoney dance. Samoa Joe had a good showing. Very good showing. I was worried that this was going to be like a back and forth match. I'm glad it wasn't. Samoa Joe kicked his ass. Good. That's what needed to happen. 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna bring this up just because it's my thing. I am a big fan. I am a pretty big fan of the tag team, Max Caster and forget the other guy's name. Forgot his name. I'm a big fan of those two. I just love how they come out with the all the like hip hop kind of sounds. It just made me laugh always. And always they always make me feel better sometimes because it makes them full of themselves.
They do know how to make a fool out of themselves. I will genuinely give them that. So, yeah. What rating do you guys give this match?
Honestly, I'm gonna give it an 8. Samoa Joe really showed up what he has for his potential wise in AEW, and Max Caster does his thing. I can't really complain. So yeah, an 8.
Fair enough. What about you, Berman?
I'm gonna give it an 8 too. It's pretty much the same reason as Chris.
All right. Now, Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt after that match call out Samoa Joe, exposed that Jay Lethal tried to get in touch with Samoa Joe for months, and Joe would basically leave him unanswered, but was willing to accept Tony Khan at any moment. So he sees Samoa Joe as a fake friend. So he wants to see him next week in New Orleans. For what? We don't know yet, but we shall see. Now, the Blackpool Combat Club cut their little promo, hyping up Yuta versus Moxley on Rampage. That was that. Now, Sean Dean versus Sean Spears. Sean versus Sean. We were just talking about Adam versus Adam. Now we're on Sean versus Sean. Holy hell. So, this match was decent. Nothing too special. The main thing really was about telling the story with Wardlow, causing Sean Spears the match. And Sean Dean now not only beat MJF, he also beat Sean Spears. So MJF's pretty pissed off. He's facing Sean Dean next week. And MJF says next week he'll also have double the security that he did this week, as if that'll make a big difference. So, what do you guys think?
I really liked it because I just love seeing Sean Spears lose most of the time. It just makes me laugh. And I just love Wardlow just rampaging into this whole entire arena. It just makes me laugh to see how he just mows down all the security. It makes me laugh.
So much
Fair enough.
fun.
So, I'm going to give this a 6. What about you guys?
6 for myself.
And I'll do the same. 3 6s. Let's go.
Now,
Evil.
Now, I do believe that a lot of this show was filler, mid, but one of the parts that wasn't was Eddie Santana and Ortiz calling out open season on the Jericho Appreciation Society. I love these three. They're so awesome. I just have to say that.
They work perfectly well. They're the street gang.
Yes, it honestly feels cool. And freaking Eddie Kingston threw a freaking TV monster at Chris Jericho. So good.
See, Eddie
So
just
good.
needs to become the TNT champion. Just give it to him. Just don't give it to Sammy.
We're not talking about the TNT title
Fine.
for a minute, probably.
Fine.
Yeah. Next, this might be actually my favorite part of the entire show, believe it or not. Jade Cargill talked her shit. I did not see this coming at all. She said that she is tired of all the MMA fighters and the WWE releases coming into her company. Damn.
She's the
I
queen.
did not see this coming at all.
She's the queen, dude. You respect her.
And
the real queen.
And I saw freaking some celebrities have her posted on their IG stories this week. Jade Cargill is creating a buzz outside of AEW. And I will be safe to say, I think Jade Cargill is going to be the woman in AEW that takes off the most out of everybody.
So happy for
Britt
her.
Baker, Britt's falling off. Let's just call it a stack. Britt's falling off.
Bro,
Thunder Rosa is great. Thunder Rosa is great, but she is more for the wrestling fan. She's not trying to really branch out into the mainstream. But the person that definitely do that, I could say, is Jade Cargill. She, in terms of presentation, she may not be having the best matches a champion can have, but by the way she presents herself, she comes across as an absolute champion. That is undeniable. And I am really enjoying this run because of that.
I gotta say, I like Jade Cargill. I love how she incorporates all the. I actually love seeing sometimes the entrances because she incorporates like sometimes Marvel as Storm, Jade as the Mortal Kombat. Kind of shows her that she's a little bit of a nerd, kind of. I will say, but she is still like one of the undefeated person in undefeated woman in AEW, and I love to see her improve and grow into this monster in AEW.
Yeah, she's definitely having a WCW 90s Goldberg kind of run with the undefeated streak, which is great. And honestly, at first, I never really understood why they were giving her this undefeated streak. Now I get it. She's a star. She's an absolute star.
She's a legend.
The baddie section, that shit's so awesome.
I need to go on it.
That's such a banger
I
idea.
want to go on it.
I want to be a part of the baddie section.
I need to be in that section.
Dude, she actually, did you see the guy in the corner?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, so awesome. So awesome. She's letting everybody, no matter what shape and size or gender you are, you can be a dude and still be a baddie.
God damn it.
So, yeah. Thank you, Jade Cargill. Killing fat shaming one bit at a time. Hell yeah. And people want to say she's heel. Nah.
She's just Jade.
She's Jade. Yeah, she's not face. She's not heel. She's Jade.
Please invite me to tickets. I want to see you live. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. So, any other thoughts you guys want to contribute? I got nothing else.
Nothing for me.
All right. Yuta and the best friends have their little interview, but Trent clearly is pissed off about the new direction Yuta has been going. He has gone as far as to claim that Yuta was never really his friend and he never cared for him like Chuck and Orange did. And I gotta be honest, a lot of people think this is Yuta turning heel. Nah. Yuta is clearly joining the Blackpool Combat Club. I think they're splitting up the best friends. I think they're ready to have Orange be a solo act and let Chuck and Taylor be solo acts too.
That would be pretty cool to me.
I think Trent is going to be turning heel. He's going to be the one to turn heel and break the group up. So that's the clear direction I think they're going in. Yeah. Any other thoughts you guys want to contribute?
I mean, I'm hoping that maybe one day, I know we're not going to bring up the TNT Championship soon, but maybe Yuta can probably take that with his little Ring of Honor title he's got going on right now. Because he really needs to push, man. Because I'm kind of tired of the best friends.
As
Kind
long
of
as
lame.
the TNT Championship continues to be the worst part of all of wrestling, I'm not going to talk about it.
It's only for now, dude. It's just for now. It's fine.
Just for now. We'll see. So, next, this is going to hurt me to talk about.
Oh yeah.
The
Table.
Hardy Boys versus Butcher and Blade in a tables match. The Hardy
Jesus
Boys
Christ.
are my favorite tag team of all time. They are the greatest tag team of all time. But it's okay to admit that nobody is perfect and everyone can have a bad match once in a while. Yeah, this sucked. The rules were very confusing. Jeff literally went through a table in the match and was still competing. The rules were so unclear, not really, put out to us. And they did a really bad job at explaining the rules of a tables match. This was the definition of a clusterfuck. There's really no other way to put that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the exact same thing. It was just weird that how the hell, like, it's a tables match, but it's an elimination match. Like,
And this,
it's just no disqualification. You know that, right? So that means anyone after you get put through a table and you eliminated, you can still fight. So it doesn't really freaking matter on that freaking rule.
yeah, honestly, yeah, I hated this match. I hated this match. Tony Khan almost murdered the legacy of this tag team in one night. That's impressive.
I wouldn't go
Yeah,
that far,
yeah.
man.
I'm never.
That's a
I
little
think.
too harsh, dude, for a bad
I think.
match.
I think I just kissed the possibility of us getting sponsored goodbye.
Ooh, you ruined us. Yeah, how dare you insult our 6 subscribers? We're never gonna make it.
You're right. We're never gonna make matches. Yeah, Hardy Boys. You had the worst match of the night. Can't believe I'm saying it. 2 out of 10. Probably the worst match of the year.
2 out of 10 for me too.
And as do I, too. Because those rules were really confusing and I wasn't quite sure what was happening most of the time.
God, I guarantee you this month's Botchamania video, half of the length is literally just going to be this match.
Now, it was mostly for WrestleMania, funny enough. That came out today. The Stunner.
Oh, the Vince McMahon one had to be on there. All right. Thunder Rosa versus Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's Championship announced at Battle of the Belts 2. All right, cool. I'll be checking it out. And so will my podcast partners.
Yeah.
So, and in the Owen Hart tournament, it looks like they're setting up Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
It should be a better match for Chris, the person who does not like Tony, to maybe get a little bit of a better showing.
I'm hoping so, man. Because I really
All
like
right.
how she looks, but that match, just wasn't feeling it. And I'm sorry, Bunny was killing it that week.
All right. This is gross. But I just have to say it. The wrestling actually isn't the thing I'm mostly looking forward to in this match.
I think I know what you're trying to say, but I will let you go finish.
Go for it, man.
Yeah. So next in the Owen Hart Cup, Hikaru Shida versus Julia Hart. Yeah, Julia Hart still has some improving to do, but this match was good. And I can't complain too much. They're trying to tell the story with Julia Hart joining the dark side.
Spooky.
So that's been happening. And yeah, they went out there, they killed it, did their thing. But overall, I think this was, like I said, I can't really comment too much more on that. It was a good match. Sheila won. They told the little story of Julia. After the match, though, I was just like, oh my fucking gosh. Sheila and Deeb continue telling their never-ending story.
The story of my life.
Never-ending story. Literally, when is this going to end? We've actually been in this rivalry before Full Gear were almost at Double or Nothing. They've had many matches. Oh my gosh. I do not want to see another Shida versus D match ever again in my lifetime.
It would be personal that I actually really never liked Cheetah, in my opinion, and I kind of didn't like her winning the match, in my opinion. Same time. And
You
I know
think
I'm
Julia
probably
should
gonna
have
get,
taken the dub?
yeah, just because I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate. I don't really care, but I don't like Cheetah just because I don't feel she has the talent. I don't know why, but I just don't like her. Maybe as a character, maybe that's why. And it's pretty much
She's too green as a character. Yeah,
pretty much. I just never really liked her, and I really just can't wait to see Julia Hart maybe come into the House of Black, in my opinion.
Yeah, that it's been a dope transition. They've been taking their time telling that story, and that's okay. Any thoughts you want to contribute, Chris?
No, I'm kind of agree. I mean, I personally like Sheeta, but this feud thing needs to be done and over with, like a long time ago.
Yeah,
And if they don't have anything for her, just put it to the side again, like last time.
Literally. So Swerve jumped mid-interview. He was talking about how his homies won some things at the Grammys for their work on Donda. That's dope as hell. He got jumped, though, by Team Taz. The one who saved him was Keith Lee. And Keith Lee literally freaking tackled Hobbs through a wall.
A Kool-Aid man.
So, yeah, that was a crazy cutaway, I guess you could say. Main event time. Ring of Honor, AAA tag titles. FTR versus Young Bucks. This was not match of the year. Why are people saying this is match of the year? Honestly, people hating on AJ versus Edge, but loving this match is exactly what's wrong with wrestling. What do you guys have to say?
Personally, I actually really liked the match. It was a cool kind of storytelling. I like same kind of thing with the Briscoes, with just like kind of using the same finish, like using copycat finishers.
Like, don't
And
get
I
me
do
wrong, I
like
like the match. Sorry to interrupt.
it's okay,
But
I know
I
it's
like the match, but it just, I didn't feel like it was over the top crazy stuff, you know?
it's fairly true. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I think it was a really good match. It was not as good as the freaking Briscoes match, but it was still a pretty good match behind the Briscoes. But I think in my opinion, I really like the match. I would say I would give it an 8 in my opinion.
All right, you know what? Eight's a pretty fair rating. 8 is a pretty fair rating. I'm going to go with a 7.5. Pretty good match.
That's good. And for me, I'd give it 8. I mean, what really sold it to me is the fact that the Young Bucks were cheating so often, and it just
Roman
wasn't working.
would never.
Oh my god, here we go again with the fucking Roman Reigns dick riding thing again.
Young
Roman
Bucks
would
cheated
ever.
5 times and still lost. Roman would never.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would. Don't lie.
Who? When has that ever happened?
When
Roman
he's gonna
cheated
fight The Rock.
multiple
When he's
times
gonna
and
fight
still
The
lost.
Rock, he's gonna do everything in his power to cheat. Just you wait.
Oh no shit! It's The Rock. I would cheat if I was fighting The Rock.
No honor. No family.
Fuck honor. It's The
No
Rock. I don't want to
maidens.
get killed. It's The Rock. His shoulders are boulders, dude. No.
No. Danny, you just don't understand that your boy's a little bitch and he cheats.
Okay, all right. You know what?
But you know what? We're not going to talk about that.
So
We're not going to talk about that right now.
This video.
Thank you.
We can if we wanted to.
Leave. And I've been Daniel.
And I've been Chris.
I am Berman.
And thank you all for tuning in from start to finish. I know this was a long and juicy podcast. We'll be seeing you all next week. Shee!
Puss.